Hello, thank you so much for checking out our channel. I'm Colin and that's Shona and we are Road to Disney. So for this video we thought it'd be fun to go through our thoughts on character meets at Disney. Not just Disney World but Disneyland. So we thought it'd be interesting, I think interesting for people to hear our thoughts on this, because with Disney, Disney World, Disneyland Paris, Disneyland California, any of the Disney parks, one of the parts that people enjoy the most is meeting characters, queuing up to get your picture taken, having good character interactions, things like that. So we've got our thoughts on that side of Disney and we're going to discuss them up next. That's my DSNY newscast impression. So me and Shona here, we've been to Disneyland Paris and also Walt Disney World. They are the two parks we've been to. And whilst we've been to those parks, we have had a number of character interactions. And very recently, I put a poll on our Instagram, Road to Disney, if you would like to follow us, where I asked everyone, is character interactions and character meets, are they a vital part or a really important part of a magical Disney holiday? Is it a big part of it? And quite interesting for me and Shona was the fact that 75% of people, there's about 70, maybe a bit more people who answered it, but 75% of people said that meeting characters and having good character interactions was a very important part of a Disney holiday. Now here's the thing, people, we disagree. Character meet and greets at Disney, sure, they're there, they're a thing you can do.
They're nice.
They are very nice.
But they're not...
But they're not a... But now it seems that we are going against the trend of people who do Disney YouTube videos or do Disney Twitter, Disney Instagram. The main thing, what you hear is, oh, character interactions, that was a great character meet and things like that. For us, that's not a big part of it. Not a massive thing. To be honest, we could probably go a whole trip without meeting characters and we'd probably be okay with that.
We incorporated lots of meets into our holiday last year, but we just don't get how they could be the essential part of your holiday. Like when we the second time we went to Disneyland Paris, there was a queue to meet Anna and Elsa, and it was like 4 hours long or something crazy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Frozen had already been out a year at that point.
Yeah, it was the hip new thing.
Yeah.
Frozen. Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be cool to have a photo, but we're like, no way, we wouldn't even have queued half an hour at that point. So that's kind of why we thought we'd do this video, because we wanted to see if anyone else feels the same way. Like, yeah, it's great, but when we've been before and had our photos taken, before you could get the magic maker, you'd have to spend like, I don't know, £40? £30?
At Disneyland Paris, yeah.
Yeah, on one photo. So we didn't have any taken when we went.
No, we don't. The only pictures that I think, when we went to Disneyland Paris the first and the second time, the only pictures that we had taken were from our own camera phones. Phones on the cameras on our phones. And it was when we went to the restaurants where you have the characters walking around, like Cafe Mickey in the Disney Village.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's like that, it's fine. You know, you stand up, you get your picture with Goofy, with Donald, with Mickey. That's great. That's fine. But in terms of actually setting time out of your day and spending, sometimes, as you say, with Anna and Elsa, like up to 4 hours to meet 1 or 2 princesses or characters, I'd much rather be on a ride or queuing for a ride or, you know, looking in a shop, buying stuff, things like that. It's just not a big thing.
Especially when you then get to the end of the queue and you have your photo taken and stuff. We literally just go, hi, cuddle, photo, go. So you're queuing all that time for what? Minutes?
That opens up an interesting question. There's 2 types of character meets, isn't there? There's the ones where it's the characters in the suits, or the characters like the princesses and the princes when you're actually speaking to people. Now I'm quite socially awkward anyway, and it's when you're queuing up and you're going to be meeting, for example, let's say Belle from Beauty and the Beast or something like that. It's I've always struggled to know what to say. I just find it really,
It is awkward. I find it awkward.
A lot of people on YouTube, a lot of Disney fans don't find it awkward.
No.
They're straight in, they're up, they're happy, like they're talking about anything. And you know, the princesses and princesses, they're really good. They're good at starting conversation. That's their job basically. They've got to start conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining that most people that queue for a character meet are probably going to be on the quiet side, a bit unsure, a bit nervous, especially if it's younger children. But yeah, I've always when we had to queue up and when we did meet the odd princess and prince when we went to Disney World, I'd always be like apprehensive as what to say. I'd be like really nervous and I'd sort of hide behind you. And
Yes.
I didn't want to be the one to instigate conversation. And that says more about me, maybe, than sort of person.
No, because I don't feel like I'm the most shy person in the world. But I find them awkward, especially when I can see that there's lots of kids in the queue, and I'm conscious that I'm an adult and I know they're not real. Well, sorry, spoiler.
What?
Whereas the kids, they're so excited because they think they're meeting the real characters, and I can't bear it when you see like adults that take up so much time when there's exhausted parents with their kids who are really excited and just want to meet them. I just feel guilty for taking up a space in the queue. So that's why, if I do decide that I want to meet a character, if, like I say, I would never queue longer than an hour to meet a character. I just think it's a complete waste of time. So if I did make that decision, I think the longest we waited was to meet Aaron and Elsa when we went to Epcot, and that was like 40 minutes.
I think it was close between that and Buzz and Woody.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because, like, you say we wouldn't wait longer than an hour, and I've been bashing character meets. But there are certain characters that I did want to meet when we went to Disney World.
Yeah, well, that's a bit different because we had like a 2-week holiday, so that wasn't like the first thing we did. Like when we go to Paris in September, we've only got 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's not on our priority list to get any photos.
Like for when we think about our next trip when we go to Paris, like having the character meets, that's bottom of the line. We're thinking about restaurants, we're thinking about what we're going to buy, the Disneyland Paris Pandora, the shops, the Disney Village, the rides. The character meets, like they could be incorporated if we're like say walking through
in the
the
right
park,
place
see
at the right
one.
time,
There's no queue. There's fair enough. We'll have a picture of Donald or Daisy or whatever, but we would not set time out in our day to have character meets. I think as Shona said, like sometimes it could be awkward, and if it's a character you're not too bothered about, maybe. I mean, there are characters I make the exception for, like Buzz and Woody, as I said, because I'm a massive Toy Story fan. If we ever got to meet Wally and Eve, I might have to do that because love them as well. But they're characters that can't talk back to you. For me, it's not as bad when I think obviously there's Mickey Mouse and Goofy. They're like you got to have pictures with them. But luckily, how it works at Disney, most of them are at the restaurants anyway. Most of them will come up to you rather than you go to them.
Yeah.
So it's easier doing it that way. I don't know.
And then again, that's just a quick hi, cuddle, picture, autograph, go, isn't it?
What people really want, what I want, is the photo. Like the whole talky bit before and after, I find a bit awkward. Like obviously because they're gonna try and interact with you and like maybe take the mick a little bit because they'll see that you're a young man like me, and they'll try and make it a bit embarrassing for you because obviously they know that it's most, the kids are the ones that are really excited about the meets. Generally, it's the kids who are the ones who are most excited about it. So I always find it a bit awkward. Like, do you remember we went to Disney World last year and Shona's mum, she's really not into the meets at all. She didn't want to be in them, she was there to take the pictures. And we queued to meet Minnie and Mickey and Goofy.
Oh, yeah.
And she stood behind the camera, the photo pass memory maker camera person. And we were in having the photo. But Minnie saw that she wasn't coming in, so Minnie came out the photo, came out the set, and pulled her mum in, which was actually.
And she kept going, no, thank
said,
you.
No, but then we just like pulled her in. It was
She
so
didn't get her
funny.
in though, because she had a photo of mum off.
Yeah, they did actually take a picture of her. It was actually very clever. They did it when like Minnie came out, so the quality was really bad, but it's funny. So fair play to Minnie. Minnie's great. But we're saying overall, meet the characters aren't a priority for us, and I know a lot of Disney YouTubers and people. It's a really important thing. We watch a lot of vloggers where some of their days are centered around character
And
meets.
they have a whole little conversation,
Yeah.
and you can tell how excited they are, and that's great for them. Like, we're not saying that that's wrong.
It's fine. I'm glad. I'm actually happy that they can have that. They can have that enjoyment.
But the reason why we're doing this, just thought we'd spark a bit of a debate to see if there's anyone else that kind of feels the same, because I think a lot of people don't, and that they like the thought of meeting their favourite characters and having the bit of conversation. And whereas to me, I can't think of anything worse. Just the whole thing just cringes me out a bit.
For me, it's not, well, it cringes one part of it, but it's just the awkwardness, you know.
And like,
it's just
again,
the embarrassment
and I
of knowing what to say for me. There's one clip from last year when I met Chewbacca, and like I was left on my own, showing the wall. So I knew Chewbacca doesn't talk; he just makes a noise.
He was awkward.
He just stared at me, and I remember I was just like panicking because oh God, I've got to say something. I've got to do something. This 3 seconds. So for some reason, I just looked at him and went. I have to put the clip in this video. It's the most embarrassing thing ever. What I was thinking, I do not know.
Hands with you, is that alright? Yeah, alright. Thank you very much.
And then I'm just the same, like, I'm like, hi Editor. Do you remember, bye Russell?
Bye Russell. When you met Russell from up, that was a highlight. But
so
no.
we do it, like I say, we do. It's not like I don't do it, but with a lot of those situations, because with my little sister, she was collecting the autographs,
yeah,
so it's like we had a point. Whereas it would be interesting if, when we, like I said, when we go on our own, I just don't think we would do it.
The first time we didn't do it, did we? We didn't go to any meets apart from the restaurants. We didn't go for any meets, did we?
No,
Not at
we
all.
didn't do Mickey's.
No, there is the magician one at Disneyland Paris, isn't
yeah,
there?
we didn't do that at all.
And I remember I bigged up, like at the ending point, when we went to Disney World, I kept bigging up the talking Mickey at Disney World, Magic Kingdom, which isn't, he doesn't talk anymore, unfortunately. But I remember I bigged that up so much, I really want to meet him, but then when it came to it, I was just like, what do I say? I'm scared.
And
He's the big mouse, it might be awkward.
And it was the queue, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was always like
it was never.
long. We did go during spring break, so it was one of the busiest times, but it was always an hour wait for him.
And we just didn't want to do it, did we?
No, so yeah, that's our thoughts on character meets and how it's not a big deal for us. And you know, the other parts of, I mean, as we said, a lot of people, it's one of the main points, but for us, it's everything else about Disney, like the castle, the rides, the attractions, like just walking around and hearing the music, smelling the food, having the food, the rest, just like the cast members being great as well. But the meets, the characters, it's not for us. I mean, in the parade, it's fine.
I was gonna say we definitely prefer to do the dining rather than the meet and greets.
But there's some character dining where I think I was having my food and I say, oh no, look who's coming over. Oh no, please. There's certain characters, should I say, who I cannot stand, who everyone seems to lose their mind over.
Oh god, here we go.
I won't say they are, but the initials are C and D. And people love those characters. I cannot stand them. I've always disliked them just because they're horrible characters. I used to watch their cartoon growing up. They were nice. They were mean to everyone. They thought they were funny, but they weren't. Don't want my picture with them. I don't think we've ever had our picture with them. So yeah, you won't see us like skipping along with characters or holding their hand and like nailing down where they are and making sure we're there before they come out.
No.
That's not us.
It's bizarre.
So that's just our quick thoughts on that. I'd love to know your opinions as well. As Shona said, we want to know if there's anyone out there who agrees with us. You love Disney, but the character meets just aren't for you. I'm certain there's others like you. There's 25% on Instagram who agreed. So you're out there, please let us know. Let us know your thoughts. That's about it. So, thank you for watching everybody. If you like this video or you completely disagree and you want to give your thoughts, comment below. Why not subscribe to us, like this video or dislike it if you don't agree. We just love your support. We love the Disney family online. You're all great. You're all amazing. It's just a great community full of love and excitement and magic, and we're happy to be a part of it. Until next time.
Toodles.
Bye.